Continued attacks on Southern office holders threat to national cohesion, Northern Group says. Yes, because there's a reason this group is coming out to say that continued attack on Southern office holders is going to be a threat to national cohesion. And let's hear what they have to say more about this. This is actually coming from Arewa Youth Assembly. I don't know how many Arewa Youth Assembly we have now. We have Arewa Community Forum, we have Arewa Elders, we have Arewa Concerned Forum, and now we have Arewa Youth Assembly. So how many pieces has Arewa divided into? Now, wow. Let's see how it goes. This is Aya. The Arewa Youth Assembly, AYA, has observed that the continued attack on office holders from the southern part of the country with reckless abandonment is the greatest threat to the country's national cohesion. Alhaji Ali Mohammed, the publicity secretary of the group, in a statement in Kaduna on Friday, said the continued attack on office holders from the southern part of the country with reckless abandonment is the greatest threat to our national cohesion. The youths noted that since the introduction of BVAs into the country's election and the signing of the 2022 Electoral Act by President Muhammadu Buhari, election riggers in the country resorted to vote buying, which is a major challenge to election stakeholders. The statement lamented that the CBN of Nigeria introduced new policies to fight election rigging through vote buying and equally fight the multi-billion naira kidnapping for ransom. Since then, stakeholders in the two demonic enterprises have continued to sponsor attack on the Central Bank of Nigeria governor. The statement further explained that some groups appeared to be speaking on behalf of Northerners, saying that if left unchecked, would portray Northerners as anarchists and people without regard for the rule of law and understanding of the principle of separation of powers. As a group, the statement said, we will continue to work for the unity and progress of our country. Mr. Mefele, who ensured that the agricultural potential of northern Nigeria is unlocked through the Anchor Borrowers Program and various interventions, don't deserve the evil they are trying to visit on him. The youth expressed displeasure with a group from the north that encouraged the DSS to ignore the FCT High Court's restraining order against the service and the EFCC in respect of the arrest of Mr. Godwin Emefiele, the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, following unproven allegations of corruption of national security dimension and financing of terrorist organizations. The youth therefore called on the FCT High Court to be prompt in ensuring that whoever disobeys its valid order is committed to imprisonment, suggesting that the same should be applied to those encouraging the DSS to do so. Wow. Okay, so I see where this whole thing is coming from. All right, the Arewa Youth Assembly is talking about the issue of vote buying. Since the INEC introduced BVAS, rigging is looking no more possible, and so strong politicians in the country, influential politicians, are resorting to vote buying. And to be able to manage this vote buying, the CBN governor had to bring out some economic and financial policies that will not allow the vote buying, that will somehow will not allow the politicians from see huge cash at their disposal for election fraud. All right. And since then, another group in the north have decided, and not just another group in the north, a lot of politicians have framed up him and declared for his arrest. I remember on several occasions that the House of Reps summoned him and he refused to attend. And he told them he was not feeling fine. And along the line, he went down to the United States and it was like he ran away. But when he came back, he's still at Abuja. And meanwhile, they are still intensifying the effort to arrest him. First of all, both the DSS, the SSS, and the police and the federal government are all playing lip service. The reason is because if Emefiele is in Nigeria and is in Abuja, how is it difficult to arrest? Are they telling me that they are not seeing him? Before they went to raid the house of Nnamdi Kanu in Anambra State, and before they went to raid the house of Igboho in Ondo State or Oyo State, did it take them this kind of time, all right, to go and fish Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya back to Nigeria? Did it take them this kind of time? So they can't tell us that they don't know where Emefiele is or that it's difficult to arrest Emefiele. They know where he is and they're seeing him. They're just playing lip service that is difficult to arrest. All right. Now the court has declared that every attempt to arrest him should be restrained because they have not actually provided enough justification for the arrest. They have not provided enough proof of the allegation against Emefiele that is supporting or sponsoring and financing terrorism in Nigeria. Okay, so this group is now coming out through their publicity secretary Alhaji Ali Mohammed, that is the secretary to Arewa Youth Assembly, telling Nigerians and telling the Northern group that they should desist from this attack on certain office holders, and they are referring to Emefiele because that is a threat to national cohesion. Okay, and first of all, is Emefiele the only Southern office holder that the Northerners are attacking? We'll get to know that. Okay, but what this group is saying is that this should be stopped. Otherwise, the whole Nigeria will see the Northerners as anarchists. All right, people who want to foment trouble. All right, and that will not be good for them as a group, as a tribe, as a geopolitical region and zone, and in the face of other Nigerians. And that is why this group AYA, we don't even know when they were formed anyway. Whether they are even registered, we don't know anyway. They have a lot of groups coming out now with their own logo and then with their own name and starting operations. We can't really find out their root. Okay, so this is what these people are saying. Let us see a few of the comments that we have down here, how people are reacting to the statement of this group. Northerners bringing nothing to the table, and they are always harassing certain office holders that their 10 barrels maximum crude oil is deceiving them. Agitations will increase next year because the bias can never be tolerated. That's what this person is saying actually. Okay, the bias can no longer be tolerated. They are not going to the table. The small oil they found in the north is what is shocking them somehow. That's what this person is saying. Actually, and that is why they actually laid the pipeline, crude oil pipeline from Kaduna, from Warri Refinery to Kaduna Refinery to feed Kaduna, because the refinery built in Kaduna does not refine Nigerian crude. It refines Venezuelan crude, which is heavy and sour crude, high sulfur content. But now, have they been able to manage it? That refinery was commissioned in 1984, all right, by the Shagaris government. But then, how have they managed it? How have they managed it? So the question is that there's nothing, not the only thing in North agriculture, but we don't know how they are running it again, because like this group is saying, that one of the reasons they should leave Emefiele alone is that Emefiele has been able to improve the agricultural initiative in the north, all right, by the financial program that he launched to support agriculture. So the only thing North has is that agriculture, and we don't see how that is being harnessed now. Okay, somebody saying, "Oga, calm down. The North is just big for nothing. The smallest state in the South is more developed than 5 northern states put together. It is not about marrying 10 wives and producing amajiris all over the place, causing a nuisance and security challenges. The North is still really lagging behind in terms of development and infrastructure. Take it or leave it." And that is true. A lot of school of thought have come to say that North is the most impoverished. All right, they have the highest number of out-of-school children. They have the highest level of poverty, the lowest per capita income, and just name it, all kinds of political and cultural vices, all of them in the north. The only thing they do is they take plenty wives, they have plenty children, and in the morning they just carry plate and line up in the front of one Alhaji's house and eat for that day, and they are good to go. We can't continue like this. All right, we can't continue like this. Something has to be done differently. Nigeria is really banana republic. Court orders flagrantly flouted with reckless abandon. Where is the soul of this country? God have mercy. Yeah, Nigeria is a country where people think they are above the law and people act outside the ambit of the law, and that is not good enough. All right, that is not good, and that is why they are telling Tinubu, what about the bullion van? And he's saying, is this his money? And that actually violated Nigerian money laundering policy. Okay, but now Okupe is fired and convicted for the same money laundering violation. They fired him who received the money, but they did not fire the person that gave him the money. So why am I digressing a bit here? Nigeria is a country where law is not followed judiciously, and that is the reason we are behind in everything we are doing. That's why we are behind. All right. Somebody say that is rather too late, because we all know that Northerners don't respect law of the nation. That is why kidnappers will be arrested and released by the fiat of president and his casemen. The effect which culminated in total chaos and worst level of insecurity everywhere in Nigeria. So it's confirmed again here that you want to talk about law. Northerners are the people that don't even obey law. Okay? They don't obey law. They don't obey law. They do even this money laundering thing. Hausa man, the natural Hausa man does not go to bank. He will prefer to carry his cash. What about all these people selling nama and they are selling the agricultural products in trailers? They don't go to bank. They collect their money cash and they pile it up inside the trailers with them. So what do you say about that? What do you say about that? So if somebody is making the country dry through taxing poor bank customers without remitting to the government, he should be left alone just because he comes from the south. If it were a northerner who engaged in the unprecedented financial crime of Elumelu, he would have long been crucified by the southern media. Can you imagine? So what are you saying? That what? That he made some policies that are inimical to poor bank customers, so he should not be left alone. Well, all of them are the same. Okay, the issue on the table now is really not about those policies. It's about this what do they call it? Right? The issue now is about him sponsoring terrorism. That is the charges that are put in before him, and that is the reason they're using to fight him. So the question is he actually sponsoring terrorism? If they go, Emefiele has a lot of information about them, and if they do more, the guy will open his mouth and all of them will bury. And that is why they are fighting using different groups, including this AYA, to stop the prosecution and arrest of Emefiele. So thank you for listening, and let's have your comment below.